Thanks for joining me today. We have Amit and Kushal from GoMechanic. Both of them are co-founders of the company here. And this is a company that we've invested in several years ago. What they do is that they are providing next generation car maintenance and aftermarket service to vehicle owners in India. I'd like to bring them first, starting with you, Amit, if you could talk about a little bit about yourself, co-founder, you guys met, and how you guys germinated this idea, provide this wonderful service to people.
Kushal and I go a long way back, almost 10 years now that we know each other. We met at our B school, did our MBA together from IIM Ahmedabad. Post that, I've had a consulting experience. Kushal also has had an consulting experience. I also had a brief stint at Oyo, wherein I was managing the demand vertical. Considering we're long friends for a long time, and also the entrepreneurial bug almost caught us at the same time, and we were discussing quite a number of ideas at that point of time, ranging all the way from car repairs as it stands right now to caring for the aged, bike sharing. There were at least 4 or 5 different ideas at that point of time that we were contemplating on. However, repairs and maintenance of cars was the closest to our hearts, and the reason being our own experiences of owning and then maintaining used cars, right, and getting taken for a literal ride when it comes to repairs and maintenance. Either you're going to an authorized service station or any of the 300,000 different workshops that are out there. So that was our big reason to start off. Considering we are consumers ourselves, it was easy to imagine what the customers were looking for.
Yeah, no, fantastic. I can totally relate to that. So every time, I used to give my car to the authorized service center, this huge bill, or if I gave it to the local mechanic, small bill, but lots of issues and wastage of time. So I'm mighty glad that you started it. So Kushal, over to you. So can you tell us a little bit, first about yourself and what you guys are currently doing at GoMechanic?
So as Amit said, both of us are batchmates from IMA, and before that I have done my mechanical engineering. After that, after MBA, I was in consulting for 4 years. Every weekend when we used to meet and our group of friends, we used to discuss different ideas, and that's very typical to IIM Ahmedabad actually. All come with an entrepreneurial bug. So we used to keep on discussing. We used to iron out a lot of ideas, and this is what we decided was that we need to organize this huge unorganized space. Because there are plenty of these unorganized, good quality workshops in the market, and they do not have any capabilities to market themselves or to reach out to the end customers. And that leads to a huge problem of not getting a decent flow of customers, and then they start overcharging the only customers which we get over a period of a month. Hence we shortlisted good quality workshops which are available in our vicinity. We onboarded them under the GoMechanic brand name, and we started driving business at these workshops. The initial traction was very, very good. We got a lot of B2B customers as well, fleet owners like Uber, Ola, and it was a perfect product market fit in terms of the B2B market as well. And that gave us the initial confidence, and then we scaled up.
Okay, that's great. And geographically, how did you spread? Can you talk a little bit about that as well?
Started with Gurgaon, our home turf. First thing which we did was we set up our own workshop because we felt we have to get into the depth of the knowledge on how to run a workshop. So we set up our own workshop. That took us 2 to 3 months. We leased a real estate. We hired mechanics. We did everything. On parallel, we were also onboarding workshops in Gurgaon itself. Because we gained so much technical knowledge about how to do the ops, we could easily reach out to the B2B fleet owners, because we were aware of everything that goes in the car, what are the various nitty-gritties of maintenance. And we projected that we will scale as per their needs. And that was how we hit the market. So what I would suggest is we went demand first. We saw that there is a huge demand, and then we scaled up our supply according to that. Wherever the fleets felt a need of workshops, we went on onboarding workshops and putting those workshops over there. And the same set of workshops were then utilized for normal B2C customers as well.
And how many cities are you in now?
As of now, we are in 14 cities and planning to launch 3 more cities as soon as the lockdown is over.
Fantastic. That's great. So lockdown must have come as a hit. What are your plans at this point in time? How are you managing coming out of lockdown, looking at things like safety, rebooting demand? What has lockdown done to you in all these aspects and coming out of lockdown?
So Rehan, you may call it an entrepreneur's perennial optimism, right? But we are really looking at it as a huge opportunity, honestly. If some of the trends are to be seen in US, I was reading the other day, the number of searches for car repairs and maintenance has shot up 39% when compared to pre-COVID times. So more and more people are actually looking at categories which were erstwhile not really pure play digital first, but right now a lot of that discovery behavior has started moving online, right? We joke among ourselves also that this might just do for us what demonetization did for Paytm, right?
Yeah, I can relate to that. My two cars haven't moved for 50 days.
So we've spent a lot of time over the last almost 2 months to ensure that when it comes to discovery as well as the entire experience of the customer, how can we facilitate that entire, even though it is a classic online to offline category, how do we create enough trust factors during the process itself for the consumer that an erstwhile category which has always been from the psyche of the customer that this can only be delivered online is delivered, can only be delivered offline, is delivered online first, right? So a lot of work has happened in how do we ensure that the transparency to the customer as and when the work is getting done, from picking up the car to where the spare parts are getting sourced from, rethinking our flows in a post-COVID scenario of how do you ensure, for example, contactless pickup and delivery of the car, right? So we've rethought a lot of our flows, our business flows, and the 2 months of lockdown have also given us ample time to implement it in a very tech first way as well. So as the lockdown is lifting in different cities, we are taking the flows that we were able to create and implementing it one by one in each and every workshop. What this also has done very interestingly is it has almost overnight elevated the propensity of our partners to think digitally, right? So initially, getting our partners to on a tech platform used to be a lot of coaxing and caressing, right? But now I think everybody understands it's been a jolt to everybody, and they're also lapping up these solutions in a very in a tech first way themselves. So really, we do believe that of course it has been a setback to a lot of players across the industry, but those folks who would be the fastest off the ground after the lockdown will be the ones who will be taking a much larger share of the market.
Fantastic. That sounds great. Now, I heard you say something very interesting. You said that you took this opportunity to deliver everything in a tech first way. In the last 45 days, developing a lot of code and doing a lot of tech things in this period?
Absolutely. Our technology team, which is almost 50 members strong, was actually working double the time. I think what it also ensured was it gave a lot of us an opportunity to step back and think of things in a very from first principles all over again, right? There is a tendency when you are that startup is typically you have to repair a car while you're also driving a car, right? That's what startups
Right.
are typically. This gave us the time to park the car for a while and go back to our first principles thinking and build a lot of solutions. So what's come out, we are really excited about it. Things which could have earlier taken us maybe 2 quarters, we've gotten them finished in 2 months time.
Okay. Fantastic. Can you talk a little bit about something specific you did in tech, which is going to benefit consumers that use your product?
Absolutely. So one major product that we launched here was an entire workshop management software. Here earlier, the broken piece, even in our own business, used to be that while the front ending of the entire order cycle was getting done on our product, the back end of the workshops was happening on a third party product or whatever the entrepreneur was deeming fit to be, right? So this 2 months has given us the period, given us the time and opportunity to think through what an every order cycle means for the end workshop owner and even to the level of a mechanic, and build a product for those kind of individuals as well. So now we actually have an entire control in a very tech first manner to the nth level of what's happening in your car. And because now we have access to all of that data within a workshop also, we are in a much better position to relate to the customer as well. So as a consumer sitting in your drawing room, you will have all the updates of what's happening to your car, where the spare parts getting sourced from, what's the time of delivery, just like you get with a Swiggy order or Zomato order. Something very similar will happen at a GoMechanic workshop near you as well.
Okay, fantastic. Well, we are almost out of time, but one last question for you, Kushal. What are future plans now?
We utilize this opportunity to think about how COVID will change the situation as well. And because now that we have built a lot of tech first solutions for the industry, we are going to expand much more faster than we were going to earlier, because the tech solutions can easily be expanded all across India. One interesting thing we found out was it's easier to train the workshops also now online, because now the workshop owners are used to technology. It was initially an hassle, but now we can remotely train them as well on
So
our systems.
workshops from home.
Yeah, workshops round. So we taught them our systems, and it was a great learning experience for us, for them as well. They came on Google Hangouts, they came on Zoom. They are now used to using these softwares, and I think this is a big pivotal shift in the way things will work henceforth. A lot of things can be taught remotely to a lot of people, erstwhile sectors which did not adopt technology, and that gives us a lot of confidence that this model we can easily expand now, and to a lot more cities. So our near future plans are to take this to the top 20 more cities apart from these 14 which we have in India, and look for international opportunities as well. That's on the depth of the market. On the horizontal scale, we will get into bike servicing as well, using the same workshops as an asset, because one thing which our workshop owners need is more revenue sources given the loss of business they had. So that is something we will venture into, and those are our immediate plans.
Okay, so thanks a lot. That was quick and short, but I think it's given everybody a great idea of what you guys are doing at GoMechanic, how you're coming out of lockdown, how you took advantage of lockdown to really accelerate your tech and work in a different, advanced way with your workshop owners, and how you're excited about using what you have learned and what you have built to really accelerate where you guys are going. True entrepreneurial spirit, fantastic. It's been great. All the best, guys. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Rehan.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Team Orios.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.